I'm refusing to let my ex-husband take our kids to Disneyland because it is my week with them. Now he's painted me to be the bad guy, so my kids won't speak to me and can't stop crying. So right now both of my kids, 16 meters and 9 feet, and my ex are extremely mad at me because I won't give up my appointed time with them. My son won't even talk to me and my daughter is crying all the time. Me and my ex divorced shortly after my daughter was born. I blame him for it and he blames me. We ended up with a 50-50 custody agreement switching every other week. While this was 8 years ago, we're still not on good terms. We rarely ever talk to each other outside of the kids and I'm perfectly fine with that. One thing we have agreed on since the beginning though is that we don't plan things on days that aren't ours. And unless it's extremely important we don't switch days or weeks. In the 8 years since we've been divorced I have never asked him to have the kids on a day that isn't mine, and I've never given him one of my days even if he begged. Well, last week my ex contacted me and told me the good news. His parents are hosting a week-long family reunion in the summer at Disneyland and he wants to take the kids. Well, the problem is that it's on one of my weeks. He asked me to let the kids stay with him that week or to switch a week with me and I shot him down. It's my week with them and I get to spend it with them. I told him if it's so important to him to reschedule, but he claims his parents can't do that and this is the only week that the whole family can go. He told me that I need to think of them. I told him tough luck and hung up on him. Well, this last Sunday when my ex dropped the kids off with me, my son refused to talk to me at all and my daughter wouldn't even look at me. When I asked my ex what was wrong, he refused to talk to me, only saying ask them in a snarky tone before leaving. When I asked my daughter what was wrong, she burst into tears and said that I was not letting daddy take them to Disneyland. Asking my son, who still refuses to talk to me, led me to discover that my ex told them I was not letting them go to Disneyland with him. He's trying to paint me as the bad guy. I sat both of them down last night to talk to them and explain it's my week with them but they refused to listen to me. My daughter just cried and my son told me I'm only doing this to get back at my ex. I'm not though. I think it's unfair for him to do this when his parents scheduled it during my time with them. I demanded an apology from my ex and him to set things straight but he refuses, and his last text to me being can't tell them the truth cause they already know it. I'm so pissed right now. My ex scheduled something during my time with my kids, so how am I in the wrong? How is it my fault that I'm only using my right to spend time with them? What do you guys think? Relevant comments. How are you the evil stepmom to your own kids? Your ex gave you months of notice for this trip. Have you ever been to Disney? That's the kind of trip that takes a lot of planning, especially if your ex is trying to coordinate it with a large extended family. If this is the only weekend that his whole family can go, then do you really think this is the kind of thing that can be rescheduled so easily? He's trying to paint me as the bad guy. That's because you are the bad guy. You are being incredibly small, selfish and petty, and it sounds like you are using this opportunity to get back at your ex and his family somehow. What you are really doing is damaging your relationship with your kids. This drama isn't even about your kids, it's about you and how you are being, in your opinion, so wronged. If you value your kids and your relationship with them, be flexible. Update. I'm here because my son found the post and is begging me to update it. After disguising the issue with my ex over the past 2 weeks, I have decided to swap a week in the summer with him to allow my kids to go to Disney with him. I am not doing this because I was the asshole in the situation, but because in the end you were right that it's best to compromise in the situation. Thank you everyone.